everybody and welcome back to another Mental Health Mondays. Today we are going to be talking about exams, which I think is such a topical subject at the moment. Subjects, GCSEs. So exam season is approaching, and I know I did a little poll on Instagram whether you'd want to see this video, like an exam video. Majority of people said yes, and I actually filmed a video about how to pass your GCSEs or something a long time ago. I can't even remember how many years ago that was, but that was more of like a tips and tricks for revision as opposed to like how to keep yourself well during exam and revision times, so whether that's on the actual day or prior to it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and let's just snap on into it today. Right, okay, cut me some slack, alright? When I talk about these are things that actually help me, and I know they sound like you probably heard some of them before, but mate, they fucking help, and I can tell you. Exams were such an awful time for me. I'm so happy that currently I ain't involved in that. Exams literally scarred me. I don't even care what people say, like yeah, they literally scarred me. That was not a funny joke, Marie. Carry on. Okay, let's get in. So the first one I've titled breakfast, but it's not just about breakfast. It's about the morning of an exam. People always tell you like don't cram the morning of an exam, and I agree to a certain point. What I used to do actually, which I found helped, is obviously I didn't cram at all. I would create what are they called, little cards, revision cards. Duh. I'd create revision cards, and they'd be very kind of like varied questions with a few little bullet points on the back, and I would create maybe like 10 or 15 for that subject that I was going to do, and it wasn't revision as such, it was just questions to kind of get my mind going without panicking me too much. I was that type of person. I don't know if any of you agree that like I couldn't not just do anything on the morning of an exam, like because I was so like anxious and stressed about it. I couldn't just sit and like relax in the morning because I had an exam that day, so I was like, I need to do something. So as opposed to trying to like get a revision guide and try and read through all of that, I literally just got these cards, and that's what I dealt with. You guys need to eat breakfast. I don't know what the hell that was. You guys need to eat breakfast, like trust me. I've not realised the importance of breakfast until like the last year or so, because I fucking love breakfast, and I hate when people say that. You know, I still listen to people saying that, I'm like, ugh. But like, take for today, for example, I had a mix of work and therapy today, so I had to like run from one session to the other. So that meant I had my breakfast about 7, and I came home at 3, and I was still okay. Like normally on day to day that's not a Monday and I have time, I would obviously incorporate lunch into that, but I was okay from 7 till 3 because, drum roll, porridge. Porridge and a smoothie. That's what I had this morning. Just a really basic frozen fruit smoothie with water and spinach, and then some porridge. Tell you what, it sets you up for the day, but trust me, if you like porridge, take that, like grasp it in your hands, because porridge is the best thing, and it's like slow release carbs. You will know this. It helps you. It's not all this high sugar like cereal, which I mean, if you're gonna have cereal as opposed to nothing, definitely do, but I mean, have like a smoothie or something as well. Like, get yourself ready. Don't give yourself really short like chocolate or something like that, because it just bursts you with sugar, and then if you're in a 2-hour exam like English or something, you will just have a crash halfway through, and it won't help stimulate your mind. So that is what I suggest. Definitely have breakfast. And the night before your exam, please give yourself time to sleep. I'm not telling you to get this amount of hours sleep, because yes, in an ideal world, 8 hours and you'd be blissfully asleep and you'd awake so fresh. Doesn't happen though, does it? Because you got a fucking exam. Like, your fucking exam is the next day, so how do you sleep blissfully? Make sure that even if you know you're not going to sleep well, give yourself the time to sleep well. Like, that is something that I did not do in my exams at all, and it fucked me up. Like, literally, you will not realise how much you need sleep until you don't have it. You never miss a good thing till it's gone. You need to give yourself like a wind down session of like an hour before you go to sleep, or at least when you get into bed, of like not things that are overstimulating. Like, don't go and watch like a Tana Mojo video where you're gonna be like fucking raging by the end of it because she's so like hyper. You need to be like, you need to watch like a film or something calming. Like, I actually personally try not to use my phone, and I definitely don't use my laptop about an hour before I go to bed, and I just do other things like I read and that helps me. Yeah, just relax your mind a bit. Don't be so overstimulated because then you won't be able to sleep, and if you do sleep you'll have shit dreams. So the second tip I have in regards to revision is on your day of your actual exam. I used to do this all the time, right? I used to go like on the bus and I'd have like my revision cards or whatever, but in my earphones I would have one song playing over and over again, and that was Feeling Good by Michael Bublé. And that was like my song that got me in the zone. Like, I don't know what, it was just ended up being a habit, but it really helped me because as soon as I listened to that song, first of all it's like really uplifting, which is what you want, and it calmed me down. And I just remember I'd look out the window, watch everything, and I listened to that song on repeat, and it would just help. And because I did it every single time I had an exam, by the end of it, like, I knew as soon as I played that song, like, exam mode. And I would definitely say that helped because I managed to ignore everything else that was going on around me and just focus on the song, which really was good. Right guys, you're gonna fucking hate me for this, but I don't even care. Breathing and mindfulness. Mindfulness. No, that's really not mindful, but this shit helps. And I'm not gonna go on about it because people hate it, but this fucking helps. Get a headspace on your bloody phone and do it for like, there are like 2-minute sessions on there. And if you train your brain now, because it does take a bit of time to get used to like how it works and get into the swing of it, but if you start now, start doing like mindfulness for like what, 5 to 10 minutes a day, by the time it comes to exams, that's going to be like a massive escape for you, and it's going to be so important because it's mostly about breathing. So if you struggle with anxiety, obviously with anxiety your heart goes and you are just like running a race, but you're not because you're sat in a hall and you're trying to do a GCSE and it's really hard. But if you manage to control your breathing, your mind will fall into place too. And this is something I can't stress enough, along with like the sleeping and eating, is that if you look after your body, it will look after your mind. They work together. We are one. We are not mind and body separated, we are both. And so if you look after one, it helps the other. You know what I mean. I'm gonna do a whole video about mindfulness, guys, because I hated it and now I'm obsessed with it. Oh my god, right, the next one is not mindfulness, it's mindset. This is the most important thing. Your mindset is how you're gonna do. Trust me, if you have a negative mindset, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, if your mindset is negative and like saying that you're not gonna succeed, etc., you won't do well. Like, you won't do well. This doesn't even just come with exams, this comes with everyday life. Like, if you have a negative mindset, it's kind of like the law of attraction. What you give out is what you get. So if I gave out positive vibes, I get back positivity in my life. If I give out negativity comes running straight back at you. In exam season, it's so easy to slip into, I'm a failure, blah 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 blah, and this is definitely not what is helped by this school, because I know that definitely by the school that I went to, it was like, if you don't go to uni, you won't succeed, which is absolute bullshit. But that really infiltrated into me, and once I left school, I couldn't see past that. I was so blindsided for a good 6 months, and your mindset is so negative at that point. So if you're doing revision and you're thinking, I cannot do this, like, I can't take this in, I won't take this in, like, I'm not gonna do well, that's gonna become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you've probably heard of that a lot, but if you had the mindset like, I'm gonna do this, like, if you go into an exam and you say, you know what, I'm gonna fucking boss this, you know what I'm gonna say. But me and my friend Pip, we actually do this a lot, and it's kind of, it was something we learned in DBT, but it was kind of like a really small thing, but we do it all the time. So if one of us is having a really bad like moment, like a little blip, and when you're saying like, I'm such a failure, like I'm the worst person, blah blah blah, then I'm like, who are you, Pip? And she's like, oh, I'm a boss ass bitch, I'm the best person in the world. And I'm like, no, who are you, Pip? It's like, you know, in Wild Child, it's like, who are we? And you have to create this mantra, and it sounds so cheesy, and it is kind of cheesy, but if you create this mantra for yourself, if you're like, you know what, you're gonna fucking boss this, you're gonna do so well, like, I'm so proud of you, you're gonna do so well, like, I know you're gonna do well. If you do that, if you even say it to yourself, if you say it aloud, it's so much better, but if you say it to yourself in the head, like, you can feel like this kind of like warmth in you, and you're like, yes, let's get this adrenaline going, and you will do better. I don't even care if this is scientifically proven, but it works. Like, trust me, if I go into work and I'm like, you know what, Marie, you're gonna have a sick day, you know, I'll be like, Marie, you're gonna have a sick day, I'm gonna get loads of insurance, gonna do really well. I do well that day. Even if it's not like I get like the best, but I do well. If I go into work and I'm like, I don't want to be here, then I don't do very well, point blank. So if you can create this, and even better, if you have a friend who you can do this with, you're sorted. If you and your friend, like Pip and I do, where we can pick up on each other when we're not doing so well, and you just go, who are we? You're like, I can't not say it. You can't not smile either. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it. And you're like, I'm the greatest person in the world. I'm gonna do so well. Like, I'm proud of myself. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then within 30 seconds you're like, I'm the greatest bitch. And you don't even have to like fully believe it. You just have to tell yourself that it's true. And eventually, fake it till you make it, you will start believing it. Heard it here first. Next tip. Water. You need it in your life. You need it. Hydration is so poignant. Like, I drink so much water a day, and sometimes I will wake up and I'll feel shit, and I'll just chug loads of water and I'll feel better. Like, literally go to your cupboard, get your dad's pint glass from when he has a cider or beer or Guinness or wine, who knows, get it, tap, just fill it and just drink it. Trust me, it feels so much better. Cortisol is actually a stress hormone, right? The level of cortisol actually increases in your body when you're dehydrated, which means that your stress will increase if you're not hydrated. So literally, easy way to reduce some stress, drink some water. Right, so the last bit I'm going to talk about is planning ahead. Okay, so the first one, be realistic, okay? When you're doing your revision, be realistic. Don't be setting yourself like 7 chapters to be doing that day, along with like another 2 subjects. Just don't do it. You have to be really realistic, and the biggest thing I would say is that don't let yourself be influenced by how much other people are doing. Like, the biggest thing when it comes to exams is comparing, because you're compared the whole time during school. Like, everyone knows who's the smartest girl in the classes, everyone knows who the smartest boy in the year is. Like, oh, it just pisses me off when I think about it. But don't compare. Like, if you find doing 3 hours of revision a day good and productive, you do that, compared to, you know, your friend who might do 8. But if she finds she's able to do 8, then she does 8, because that's cool, that's fine, that's what she does. But I know for me, I was actually quite a person who managed to do long periods of revision. My sister, on the other hand, she doesn't like doing long periods. She doesn't have like the attention span to do that, and I didn't on certain days either. And that's another thing. I'll go on to this point after. I've forgotten. I was talking about attention spans, but I forgot. Yeah, no, I was able, I can't even say this now, I was about to say I was able to concentrate for long periods of time, but I've literally just fucked that up, so, you know, whatever. Basically, don't overload yourself. If you know that you won't be able to do like all of the things that you're gonna do, that you say you're gonna do, don't even bother saying it, because, you know, some days you might have a really good attention span, you might have stayed hydrated, you might have had your porridge and slept 8 hours with mindfulness, you might have done good. Other days you just don't feel it, and you know what, that's okay. Like, that's okay. Don't stress yourself out about it, because stress is literally gonna get you nowhere. Like, I can't even emphasize this enough. Like, it won't get you anywhere, because your mind just can't function on that high alert and arousal level. Like, it doesn't work. And by the way, before anyone starts, arousal isn't just about sexual things, you know, it's an actual word. Like, look it up before I start getting hate about that. Things that you're able to do, work in a way that you're able to do. And I used to actually I ironically record myself and I would listen to it as voice notes on my phone, because that meant if I was on the bus I could just put my earphones in. Like, this was more during the revision time, and I knew that on a bus I couldn't read properly because the buses we used to go on was like fucking rickety as fuck, and then the year 7s doing the death run down the middle aisle while year 9s literally try and like punch them down the throat. It was a foy. It was a mad bus. But basically I then used to be able to just listen to it through my ears, and it helped because that's what you listen from your ears. And so to round this off, I just want to say, first of all, is that exams don't define you. Like, they really don't. Once you leave school, and I know everyone says this, but you're actually in such a bubble at school. It's not until you leave education altogether and just have a time out that you realise, like, fuck, they just keep you so tunnel vision the whole time. Literally just do your best, because no one can ask for more. And as long as you feel like you've tried your hardest, feel good about it. Like, trust me, you'll feel good if you know that you put in the work in. Basically, your health and your happiness is so much more important than exams. If you have your health and your happiness, having your exams and your education is obviously so important in life as well. But if you're not happy and healthy, like, you're not going to do well and you're not going to succeed in life, regardless if you have like 12 A stars. Whatever it is, I don't know. Don't suffer in silence. Like, if you have teachers that you know will be there for you and help you, let them know that you're like finding things difficult. Like, just utilize your teachers. They probably see students a lot just coming to them and being like, I don't know what to do, and they'd give you an exam paper, or they'd have students come and just say like, I don't think I can actually do this, and they would take their time to look after you and just give you some motivation and just try and instill like your self-worth back into you. That's the biggest thing with exams, is that don't let them define your self-worth. Don't let results on a piece of paper morph into your whole being, like how you view yourself, because there's a lot more in life, basically. What do I always say? Communication is key. I don't think any of you would reply to that because I say it a lot, but not in my videos. But on that note, I again wish you best of luck, and I will see you in a video soon. Bye!